Hello everyone, Professor Savita Bodke over here, and welcome to the quick revision of TYBMM Financial Management. In the today's session, we are going to do the quick revision of the MCQs, and this PDF I am going to use over here, which is provided by the Whipple publication to all of us. Now let's start with the chapter number 1. In the chapter number 1, we have studied regarding the financial management. So we are having the first MCQ over here, that the ultimate objective of financial management is, always remember that the ultimate objective, the main objective of your financial management is wealth maximization. Now the next one is, internal funds is also termed as, it term as plowing back of profit, it terms as self financing, it terms as internal financing also. So that's why the correct answer is all of the above. Now the next one is, a stock exchange is secondary market. Next one is, cost of equity capital is highest. Always remember that the cost of equity capital is always high. Next one, dividend is the distribution of profit after tax. Always remember this simple concept. First, we have to pay the tax, and then only the company can distribute the dividend to the shareholders. Clear? Now we will move on to the next chapter, that is sources of finance. Now over here we are having the first MCQ. The most important ratio in case of granting of term loan. Now they have asked you about the term loan. So the appropriate answer is DSCR. Now the next one is, debenture is creditorship security. Next one is, a type of preferences which can be converted into the equity shares. So the correct answer is convertible preferences. Always remember that the convertible preferences we can convert into the equity shares, and if it is non-convertible preferences, then we cannot convert that into the equity shares. Now the next one is, capitalization of reserves is also term as, it is term as bonus issue, it is also term as a stock dividend. So the most appropriate answer over here is both A and B, because the capitalization of reserves is term as your bonus issue and your stock dividend. Now the next one is, which of the following is a security on the movable property? Now they have asked you about the movable property. So in case of the movable property, it is always hypothecation. Now the next one is, in which of the following case the ownership of the goods passes on passes on immediately on making the down payment from the seller to the buyer? So that is nothing but the installment system. Because in case of the installment system, if the buyer has paid the down payment to the seller, then the ownership of that product is immediately transferred by the seller to the buyer. So the most appropriate answer for this MCQ number 6 is installment system. Now identify the synonymous term for the shareholders funds. So it is nothing but your proprietary equity. Now the next one is, which of the following funds are the long term sources of funds? Now we are going to discuss about the long term sources. So that is nothing but your term loan. But suppose if they have asked you regarding the short term sources of the funds, then your answer can be your bank overdraft. Clear? Now the next one is, retain earning always belongs to your equity shareholders. Now the next one is, a debenture is a type of debt instrument. Now the next one is, a preferences which cannot be converted into the equity shares is called as, already we have discussed regarding this. If you are able to convert that into the equity shares, that is convertible preferences, and if not, So the appropriate answer is non-convertible preferences. Now the next one is the sources of business finance can be broadly classified in a two categories, which are debt and equity. Because in case of this subject, you are already aware that we have already discussed so many times about the debt and equity. Now the third chapter is financial planning. And now over here we are having all the MCQs related with the Excel. So in the today's session, I'm not going to cover this chapter number 3 over here. You can read this on your own. I'll directly go to the next chapter, that is chapter number 4, and that is your budgeting. In case of the budgeting, we have discussed regarding your different type of budgets. So let's discuss about the MCQs of this. The estimation of cost is done to know. And now just think which can be the appropriate answer why we are doing the estimation of cost. Always we are doing the estimation of cost for what the cost will be, to estimate the probable cost of the production, even to prepare the projected cost sheet. So we are doing the estimation of cost for all of this. So the most appropriate answer for your MCQ number 1 over here is last option. Now the next one is a budget which shows the number of employees or the number of labor hours required to produce the budgeted output is termed as which budget? Now you just think. We are going to discuss about the employees, we are going to discuss about the number of hours. So that is nothing but your labor budget. Now the next one is the third MCQ, that is the principle the tool of planning and control offered to the management by the accounting functions. So which can be the appropriate answer for this? That is budget, because we are having a separate chapter in this TYBMM FM for the budget, but we are not having a separate chapter for the balance sheet and income statement. No, please remember that in the ratio analysis we have studied regarding the balance sheet and income statement, and we have little bit discussed about the cost sheet also. But budget is the principal tool of the planning and control offered to the management by the accounting function. Now the next one is variance means the difference between. Always there is a difference between your actual and standard, and again they have given you that the standard and the actual. So the appropriate answer in this situation is your last option, the option number C. That is not the last option. Next one is chapter number 5, that is sales budget. We have already solved a lots of the numericals, but this is the MCQ based examination, so you will not get the big numericals based on this. You will have the very small calculations from this chapter. So let's start. They have given you that consider the following data for the month of May. They have given you the opening stock, they have given you the closing stock, they have given you the production, and they have given you that based on the data, sales in the May will have to be. Now we have to calculate the sales for the month of the May. And how we can calculate that? It is so much simple. Always remember that if you will get such type of question, then you have to take the opening stock. In this, you have to add the production, whatever the production for that particular month, and you have to subtract the closing stock over here. Now in this situation, what we have to add? This 120 plus the production of 110 units. If I'll add both of this is the 120 plus 110. My answer is 230. From this 230, what I have to do? I have to subtract this closing stock. If I'll subtract this, that is 230 minus 80. If I'll do, the most appropriate answer for this is 150 units. I hope that this is easy to understand what we have done. Once again, I have I'm going to repeat this. 120 plus 110, that is your production, minus 80. So your final answer is 150. Now the next one is, consider the following data for the month of the April. Now again they have given you the data. What the data they have given you? They have given you the closing stock, they have given you the opening stock, they have given you the production. As I have already said, that what you have to do, opening stock plus your production you have to do, and from that you have to subtract your closing stock. So again I am going to follow the same procedure, that is 130 plus 280. Okay, if we will do the 130 plus 280, the total of this is 410. Now simply what we have to do, from this 410 you have to subtract the closing stock of 80. If I'll do like this, minus 80, what is the correct answer? Yes, that is correct, that is 330 units. Now the next one is, consider the following data for the month of the January. They have given you the sales for the month of the January, that is 660 units. They have given you the selling price of rupees 20. And now what the instructions they have given you, if the sales unit has to be 50% higher than the previous month, then the sales in February will have to. Now what we have to do, just think, they have discussed about the sales unit, and the sales unit will be the 50% higher. 50% higher of this, that will be nothing but 330. If I'll add both of this, means 660 plus 330, this plus this we have to do. So what is the appropriate answer for that? That is 990. I hope that this is easy for you to understand. Now the next one is fourth one. The sales budget can be prepared. So sales budget, always remember that we are preparing the sales budget for the product, we are preparing the sales budget for the customers. Yes, but in your syllabus we have not studied regarding the customer category. But please remember that the sales budget can be prepared area wise, it is even prepared as the customer category wise, and even prepared as the product wise also. In your syllabus, whatever the sums in the offline method we have studied, that is regarding the cells and the products. So the appropriate answer is all of the above. Now the next one is, the last question of this chapter is, consider the following data for the month of the June. Now again they have given you the information regarding the sales. Sales is of the 140 unit, selling price is of the rupees 50 per unit. Based on the data, estimate the sales revenue in the July if the selling price has to be 10% higher and the sales unit to be the 20% higher than the previous month. So now again we have to do the little bit calculation. Okay, what they have said about the sales unit, that will be the 20% higher. If I'll calculate the 20% of higher of this sales unit, so how much it will be? 140 into 20%, simply I have to do on the calculator. So that will be 20% is 28. Okay, so it is 28. If I'll add 140 plus this 28, how much number of units we are going to get? That is 168. This much is clear. Now they have given you that, and the selling price has to be 10% higher. 10% means rupees 5. So it will be 55. And now we have to find out the sales revenue. So for finding out the sales revenue, what we have to do, we have to just multiply multiply both of this, yani means 168 into 55. If I do that, my answer is 9240. I hope that this is easy for you to understand. Once again, I'll just do the revision of this. If you want to compute the sales, just remember that opening stock plus your production minus your closing stock, that you have to consider here. If you will get the such type of sums in your examination, just read the details carefully. They're not going to ask the big lengthy numericals over here on the online platform. Okay, so be very clear about that and practice the very simple numericals. Clear? So the remaining chapters I'll cover in the my next session. Okay, thank you so much for attending this session. All the best for your upcoming examination. Thank you.